It's time to look back on the best rides of 2024. All my rides this year are in BC. Most of them are on my Tenere 700, but my favorite ride is on the little one, my WR250. It's also the ride that I got my ass handed to me, but still, it was a great ride. So stick around and see what my favorite rides of 2024 were. Number 5. Number 5 was a ride out to Clear Creek Hot Springs and an exquisite campsite on the side of Harrison Lake. I was riding with Tony, and he had memories of this campsite, but we weren't quite sure where it was. So we spent a little time hunting, but we found it and it was well worth it. We were about to head down for a swim when we discovered a huge nail in my back tire. I don't even know how that gets in there. Anyways, we fixed that up and then went for the swim.
Yeah.
The next day, we climbed up to Clear Creek. We got stopped about halfway up one of the really scrabbly hills, and it was really hard getting going again. But it was well worth the soak at the end of the ride. I love ghost towns, so this third video in my 6-video series on riding to northern BC was really fun.
The weather situation has improved.
I ride from the charming Likely Lodge along a backroad route to Barkerville. Mud and a potential closure were a bit of a worry.
Sweet.
But it worked out fine. It goes up very high and got quite chilly, but a great ride with a zoned out bear and some great campsites along the way.
Cute.
And Barkerville is cool.
Oh.
I also had a look at Quesnel Forks, Stanley, and Cottonwood House ghost towns. I end up at a great campsite at Twin Lakes. Top ride number 3.
Kid, how are you?
The first video in that same Northern BC series, I set out with my friend Ken. Like most ADV riders in the Lower Mainland, Gang Ranch is kind of a holy grail, so I was excited to try it out. It looked sketchy at first because of days of rain. Mud is a big concern on this route. We do the Anderson Lake High Line on the way to Lillooet, which is a great run all on its own. We camped at the Lillooet Hydro site
All packed up.
and had a look at the Seton Power Canal in behind the back of the campsite.
That's the... And the lady there said, you know, which way are you going? I said, well, we're hoping to go to Gang Ranch. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And she said, I've heard that both Big Bar and Gang Ranch are horrible. It's very pretty.
Ken peeled off at Big Bar Road, and after that I'm on my own. Some great riding on Meadow Lake Road and through Canoe Creek. Crossing the Fraser at the scenic Gang Ranch Road Bridge. There was enough light rain and mud to keep me worrying most of the way through.
This is the road I've been told is the best.
And it really started raining at Farwell Canyon, which was unfortunate because it is a spectacular sight.
There's a wreck site just up Highway 20.
But I got up to Highway 20, the weather cleared, and I found a really nice campsite at Betcher's Pond.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
My second favorite ride of 2024 was a surprise, Texada Island. I've been by the island many times by boat, but have never explored it by land. What a find. It takes multiple ferry trips to get there, but that just gives you some time to meet some other bikers. It's long. I found a great campsite at Shelter Point, although there was a few too many people there for my taste.
How'd you sleep?
I don't know, I guess.
That slept good, actually. How do you feel about the coffee?
How do I feel about a coffee?
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll go get my cup.
I can make one of the espresso for me.
I then had a look at Chehetequan, or Pocahontas Bay, which would be a lovely campsite. Heading south, I found Bob's Lake South, which would also be an amazing place to spend the night. Angel Lake is an unofficial campsite, but is spectacular.
Sweet. Wow. Huh. That's and the road is definitely getting a little more challenging.
The high point for me was the ride south to Anderson Bay, which used to have a small community in it, but is now completely deserted.
The road should go that way. Huh. This does not look like a deactivated road. Holy smokes. How cool is this? A little river here. Stream. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. Wow.
It is a stunner, probably one of my favorite campsites that I've ever had. A ride down my favorite geographic feature name of the year, Kick Your Ass Hill, to Shingle Beach and another beautiful campsite.
And a biker.
Texada was a delightful surprise, and I will be back. My top ride of 2024, Mud Lakes. This is another holy grail for Lower Mainland riders, and it did not disappoint. This one was on my WR250, the little one. It was the first camping trip on her, and she worked out really well. It's no screaming hell on the highway, but it's a delight on the trails. First part, the Hurley. It has some beautiful views and pretty straightforward riding.
Yes, the rivers are high.
It was very hot that day, so there was lots of stops for motorcycle air conditioning. I fueled up in Goldbridge and grubbed up at the general store there,
With food and stuff.
then along Carpenter Lake to an amazing campsite at Moson's Pond, which I loved and had all to myself.
Okay, I'm liking the look of this. Tyax Lodge. Crazy ridges.
The FSR past Tyax Lodge is a spectacular run, and pretty straightforward until the second of Mud Lakes.
Lots of little slides. That is Mud Lake South. This is in between the first two lakes. Mud Lake North.
Then things get hairy.
Holy shit.
With very steep hills and very deep gullies.
This one's very steep as well. I think I'll try and go that way. Scrabbly bit here. And I can probably go. But it is steep and off camber. Of course, the other thing is I'm probably going to have to come back this way, which would be a challenge. There's a rolled truck there. Well, I don't think I can do this slow. I think you kind of got to go for it. Wow.
And huge pools of water.
Okay. Well, it's nice and clear anyway.
After multiple river crossings,
Oh.
I got stuck in a big mud hole that took me an hour to pull myself out of.
Now what are you gonna do? I almost got her out. Very tiny little workaround. It actually went quite well. Well, I'm just around the corner from the mud trap, and it's a very steep gully.
And right after that was completely defeated by a very steep hill and a deep gully.
I walked up the trail a bit, and it keeps going like this. So, I'm sitting here with the bike, lying on the hill, trying to get the energy to lift it up, and thinking I'm in a bit of a situation here. I gotta lift this bike. I'm tired, and it's very hot. And then I gotta get down and go back over all of that stuff. A couple of quad guys came along, coming the opposite direction, and they helped me lift the bike. Took all my gear down to the bottom, which helped a lot. So I'm back down.
I got turned around and back down, but was exhausted. I had trouble with another hill getting out of Mud Lakes.
Up. Broke one mirror. The other one's loose. Fabulous views, though.
Mud Lakes kicked my ass. Coming out, I took Marshall Lake FSR and found a sweet campsite and an even better one the next morning called Carroll Lake. That would be worth a return trip all on its own. I will definitely go back to this area for more exploring. Those are my top trips for 2024. Have you ridden any of them, and what did you think? Let me know your favorite rides of the year and where you want to ride in 2025. Now get out there and ride.